Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Monday. We're live at 9. It's CrowCast episode 84. How are we, Crow family? Thank you all for joining us tonight. Very shortly, we'll be chatting to our special guest this week, the lovely Emma Scott. So if any of you wonderful humans want to get in touch and ask any questions, we are live, so we can pass them on to Emma. Or if you want to ask us Crows anything, please do, and we'll see what we can do. Good evening, Ronnie Oxford. How are we, sir?
Good evening, mate. A Monday, it just feels very wrong.
It really does. It's completely messed me up. I'm not gonna lie.
We said it. We had a meeting this morning, a bit of behind the scenes. We had a meeting this morning and we were like, it just feels so wrong. It's a Monday, yeah, it's bizarre. I think there was 1 week, someone will remember. I know we moved it for the right reasons, because the whole media blacked out, and we moved it to the Wednesday. But considering we've done like 84, this will be 84 episodes. It just feels bizarre because it's a Monday, very, very odd, as Claire Kidd just said. Feels very, very odd.
Doesn't it just?
But yeah. But there is a reason. We always talked about, obviously, coming out of this weird era of COVID and how schedules start to clash. And it's been unbelievable. Some of the guests we've had on here for 84 weeks, giving up their time every Tuesday live at 9. But we're trying to record a third record. We're trying to still play live on the road. We're trying to still come live on a Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. Something's got to give. So sadly, the schedule will have to be up and down for the next couple of weeks. So I think Tuesday's the new Monday. Oh, sorry, Shane.
So yeah, tomorrow, to be honest, tomorrow is just going to be like we're missing something. But yeah, there we go. Look, there's the upcoming dates. Monday, the 8th of November. It will be on a Monday, not a Tuesday.
Yeah, and the week after, it's Wednesday, the 17th of November. So it won't be a Monday or a Tuesday. It'll be a Wednesday. So
what is going on?
Unbelievable. Absolutely. I blame the clocks. I do. Never mind the dates have gone back. The days have changed for us. So yeah, it's bizarre, but look, we're trying to kind of bring it yet again every week. We try to give behind the scenes of what's happening with the band. We try to bring informative guests or just still keep the wheels on. How long is purely unknown. We are going to try and mix things up and be a little bit creative behind the scenes, so stay tuned for that. But there's just so much happening. I mean, speaking about things happening, mate, did you see the news first thing this morning about a certain gig? Considering we thought our last gig would be in November, we got another gig.
Show me, bud. Show me.
Unbelievable.
Look at that.
Yes, we've been invited, Planet Rock and Kerrang Radio, Riffmas, at the Asylum in Birmingham on the 3rd of December. We thought it was all over. I think not. It's ourselves and Ruse. This is a free gig. It's a free gig. So apparently all you have to do to win tickets, go to kerangradio.co.uk. That is all you have to do. If I've got that wrong, I'm sure Shane will correct me. Is that all you have to do, Shane?
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do is register, and you'll be in the mix to win a ticket to come to the show. If anybody's seen Ruse before, incredible band. I love them personally. Think they're brilliant. We're all right as well. So it's going to be a good night of rock, and it's in a great venue as well, the Asylum Birmingham. That's where we did Set in Stone video. We've played a couple of times there too. So, yeah, wicked setting, wicked bands, free, people. It's free. You don't have to pay. So just register, get on our link. It's all on our socials. And I think it's Kerrang, is it, Ron, where they go?
Yeah, we just start recording our new album as well. Our third record will be, so it's all go. It is literally, that's what I mean. Top of the show, That's what I'm saying. Our schedule is completely ram-packed at the moment. So yes, at the Asylum, Birmingham, we had the offer. Why not, innit? Riffmas. Let's do it.
Get over to kerangradio.com. Is it or .co.uk? Which one is it? That poster back there it is. Don't want to get it wrong. kerangradio.co.uk and register, and you're in the mix to get some tickets.
Love that. Yet again, another gig was announced the other day. We've been dying to get on board with these guys. The lovely guys at Primordial. We are headlining next year. I know this one's a long way off, but it will sell out. I have been told by loads of people who buy the subscriptions for Primordial that these events sell out. They're an incredible event, and loads of people have made amazing friends throughout the rock community. So if you're half thinking about getting a ticket, I wouldn't hold on too long, because, like I said, I spoke to a very good mate of mine who's already got his. All his mates have already got theirs. They said the last one was absolutely unbelievable. I'm just proud to be a part of this one, Shane.
It's brilliant. It's a different sort of setup for us, which I'm really excited about. Some amazing bands there that perhaps we wouldn't have done shows with in the past. But I love, stepping in and playing with those type of band like Dinosaur Pilot, incredible. Yeah, Scarlet Riot. We've done a couple of shows with Scarlet Riot. Early days, didn't we? Early doors. I'm sure we did in London.
Yeah, we did. We did actually in London. You're right, mate. Lloyd will remember that after.
Yeah, he's
Lloyd
great with dates.
He'll remember that. Lloyd will have that one. We'll have to try and remember to ask Lloyd that. And we just had like a bit of breaking news as well before we kind of came on here. We're up for an award.
Yeah, that's strange. We literally just found out like a couple of minutes ago. Hard Rock Hell Awards. We love the guys at Hard Rock Hell, and there we are. Look, Impact Award. Those Damn Crows, Verity White, Inquire Within, and Chantel McGregor. That's Connor's family members. I don't know. It's that's just a bad joke. So don't hate me. Incredible to be nominated for that. We've been lucky to pick up an award from Hard Rock Hell before. So get voting if you want to head over to Hard Rock Hell and vote for us for CrowCast, by the way.
Yeah, it's CrowCast. So it's not even just the band, it's for CrowCast, which is it's really different and awesome. We'll try and drop a link in here, and we'll also try and get it on the socials at some point as well. Should we have a guest?
We're gonna go straight in, are we?
Yeah, let's go straight in.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, Crow family, please welcome the wonderful Emma Scott.
I couldn't put it on after I put my headphones on. Oh, Roddy. Hello.
What's up, Emma? How are we, lovely?
I try not to catch his bloody germs. I'm good, thank you, my lovely. How are you?
I'm very good. Some Halloween stuff there. Is it on the fireplace still?
No, that's just my usual filth. I don't really clean up very much.
Say no more, yeah.
I like Halloween because you can just be dirty. And yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Moving on. But yes, this is that was my daughter's party. She chucked me out of the house and everything. She had her mates around.
Oh, is it? How old's your daughter?
17. There was no sick this time. Sometimes there's sick when I come home. I'm treading over sick. I'm like, what the? Mind you, there was a massive blanket in the washing machine, and it did. I think somebody's done something on it. But anyway, I got that out today. Anyway, let's not talk about sick. It's bad, isn't it? Yeah. Coming on here talking about sick and filth, and Ronnie having not having COVID. So
I haven't got COVID. It's a joke. I was ill over the weekend, and we just did a mic test with Emma, and I was coughing all the way through it, and she said, "I think you got COVID."
It's just rude.
So I've actually sent her my negative test, Shane, as you do.
I know.
I literally sent it to her straight away. It was like, told you I haven't got COVID. So yeah, I'm all right. Okay. I'm all right.
Yeah.
Did you have your hot toddy?
I had a little one, yes. But I got to admit, it was way too much. I've cut out sugar and even a little bit of honey. I said I was going to have like a little hot toddy, and even the little bit of honey in it just completely blew my mind. Like just like that bit of sugar. I was like, oh my God. So I've left it there. It was a bit too much for me.
Yeah, it can be at your age, can't it, love?
Sad times.
It just gets a bit.
That point now. Like the uncle at the wedding, innit? Oh, it's that guy.
Well, you're looking really well, Emma.
Oh, thanks, love. I'm having a bit of a hot flush, if I'm honest. I said to Ronnie, he said, "Is there anything you don't want to discuss?" I said, "Don't discuss my hot flush." So I've just discussed it.
And you just brought it up, yeah.
In typical Emma, I'll just do it before anyone else can do it. But yeah, I do get a little hot thing, and I was saying to Ronnie earlier, I used to have green makeup to get that down. It's because I'm excited. I'm excited to be on. So yeah, you're
so
looking
good.
great as well, my two lovelies. It's very nice
So
to
good
be
to see
here.
you. I remember the start of lockdown. You were kind of doing the videos with all the gym. Are you still doing that? Like the weights outside in the back and stuff?
Well, I have got my little gym outside. Yes, I don't go out there much. It's too cold.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am still training, but not as
Yeah.
much. I had a break because I had to go and do that whole master's degree thing. Ooh, having to use my brain, and it was like my world was ending because the brain was using up so much energy. I couldn't do any training, so I stopped training for 8 months, and just getting back into it now. Just trying to learn how to do a chin up. Terrible.
You know
I
what?
mean, I was really excited the other day because I managed to do 6, and my trainer reminded me that I used to be able to do 17, and I was like, no.
I've
Anyway,
always struggled with chin ups in the
that's
gym.
because you're a big boy, isn't it? You
Well,
got a lot to carry.
You know. And, I am a big boy. Big ass, big thighs, and just heavy. Don't put
heavy.
yeah, that's all I am. It's just heavy. So don't put anything naughty in the comments there. I was referring to my weight. It's just heavy.
He's tall. He's very tall. So how many can you do? Any chin ups? Like this one?
I can get to my third. I can get to my third chin, but I can't get to the first one. Do you know what I mean? Like,
this is the problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I'm getting back into training. And you're still working out, I presume.
I'm just swimming. I haven't stepped foot in the gym, to be honest, for a long time. I'm swimming, cycling. I did a bit of running, but that's not good on my joints right now because I'm heavy. So I'm trying to stay off the
heavy.
I'm trying to stay off the impact stuff. Swimming is incredible. I absolutely love it. If I don't go swimming every day, it really bothers me. I love it. It's psychological as well. It just calms me down. The breathing and stuff. I think it really helps with gigging and what have you. So yeah, swimming is my thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't like to get too wet. I just did scuba diving in Egypt, and it was too wet.
I heard this. Yeah, look at the scuba diving.
Yeah, I just did that. I'm now qualified. I can do a few things.
I tried it when I went to Cyprus, and I told the boys I had problems with my ear afterwards. I had a bit of glue ear. That's the only thing that's freaked me out with it. Otherwise, I thought it was amazing.
My ear took 2 weeks to come back, and it was horrific. I'm going to get earplugs next time I go.
I was told this afterwards.
I wasn't like blowing my nose out because you have to blow your nose out the whole time. Don't clear your ears, they call it, don't they? And diving, scuba diving is horrible when you're because there's so much snot in your mask. It's literally. I mean, I don't know how it happens. It's just science, right? And when you're coming up, and when you come to the surface, your diving buddy is supposed to check your nose and see what's in your mask. And in my case, I had loads of snot and loads of blood as well. So it was really attractive. And I'd be like, pulling my mask up and then going, it was absolutely disgusting. It is not a female-friendly sport. However, I still did it. And there's just so much snot. It's just disgusting. Where does it even come from?
How deep do you go?
18 meters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's if I go on an advanced course, I think you can do 30. But I was quite happy with 18. I'd have been happy with snorkeling, to be honest. But I had to do it. It was one of my Emma things that I had to do. And I did it. So, yeah, it was just a midlife crisis. Hashtag midlife crisis. I have a few of those. There's a few of those going off. But anyway, you're doing Primordial's gig. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Gig, it is going to be amazing. We just did, right? So it's getting bigger every year. And God, is that a frog in my throat? No, it's fine. And just I do a show on Primordial. Sorry, I should have said. I don't know if you don't know who I am or what I do. I do a little bit of radio every now and again. I've done a few years of radio, and I do a show on Primordial Radio on Saturdays, 1 till 3. And yeah, we announced on Friday that these boys here are headlining the Friday night. Hello. And yeah, it is well worth getting your tickets now because it will sell out. It literally will. There's no hanging about. It will sell out. And it's gone from a small little intimate thing to this year being really big. It happened in I want to say September. I think it was September that it happened. The last one, Skindred were headlining. TerraVision were there. There's loads of good bands. But it was an all-dayer, and then I think they had like an acoustic thing the day before. I can't remember. I only went on the one day, and I ended up serving behind the bar. That was another midlife crisis thing. I said, I'm going to work behind the bar. This is going to be okay.
I can imagine you behind the bar. One for you, one for me. One for
Harsh. You know, I didn't even sip anything. There were drinks sat there waiting to be collected, and nobody did. And I could have just necked one. However, I was driving, so obviously.
All right, okay.
But no, it was great, and everyone loves it. And the thing about Primordial is they made me come out of radio retirement because they're Primordial, because it's all about rock, it's all about metal, and it's all about community, and it's like a big family. So be prepared to have another couple of thousand people in your fam, because that's how it is. Primordial, it's great. So yeah, next April 23rd, 22nd and 23rd, and you're doing the 22nd.
Well, we met Pete when we were on the road. Was that in January 2020? That was. We were on the road, and we did a little segment for his radio show with him. Then I think we were geared up to do something that just didn't add up. And a lot of our friends keep saying about it, to be honest. And then when we did Download, the guys were really supportive because they were trying to get in the tent at the time when we first played Download. And they just kept banging on about it, you know, this band, and they were keeping on raring us. So it's really nice to go back now and, like, you know, thank everybody who was supporting us, and like you said, pick up new fans as well, like, you know, because I know they've got a very cult-esque following, like, you know, so which is really cool.
Yeah, there's some weirdos, but you know, they're all right.
Yeah, I love that.
No, they're all great. Primordial listeners are the best. They are. It is like fam, and that's why they were asking me for a while to go on air and just, you know, do a show, and I just kept saying no, it's not happening. And the more I got into the station, the more I thought, you know what, I can't stay in radio retirement any longer. I've got to come on. So I started a little show during lockdown. Funnily enough, had nothing else to do. So so I do Primordial. Primordial is very good, by the way. It is, as you say, it's a subscription-based radio station. So they don't play any adverts. That's the whole idea of it. There's no ads. It is just music and DJs. That's it.
Very cool.
Very good.
But this is how you started in the industry, isn't it, Emma? Like, you went straight from school into radio, was it?
Well researched, Shane. Very well done. Sorry. Yes, boss. I left school at 16 with 3 GCSEs to my name, and I got a job in radio at my local radio station. I live in St Neots in Cambridgeshire, and my local radio station was in Bedford, which is like 12 miles away. And I was 16, and they gave me the chance to do a youth training scheme, YTS, back in the olden days. Us oldies can remember that, but you guys won't, of course. Too young.
I don't think you know how old I am, but yes, I do remember that. YTS.
I'm being nice, love. But yeah, Primordial Radio Fest was so good. Yeah, Michael Davis. See, we love Michael. I saw that comment. I liked that, Ronnie. You're very flash with those buttons. He's very good, isn't he? Sorry, yeah, that was a bit Elvis-y as well. So I started in radio when I was 16. I did a 2-year YTS thinking that was it. And then I was going to join the police force. That's what I really wanted to do. And then I just got stuck in radio, and 33 years later, here I am. And I stopped radio after 25. That was in 2013. And I was at a bit of a crossroads. And then I started Plug In Baby. So I didn't really know what I could have done. I didn't want to do it. Oh, look, there's my logo. I didn't really have any qualifications, and I didn't have any experience in a normal job. I'd done 25 years in radio presenting. I had put on gigs as well. I used to do Emma Scott Present shows. I'd written a book, co-run a record label, TV presenting. I did kind of, I was just doing the industry stuff. I didn't really know what to do. But I thought, well, instead of being on the radio, I'll try and get musicians on the radio. So I'll try radio plug-in for a bit till I decide what to do. And here I am 8 years later, still doing bloody radio plug-in. Damn it. It's a horrific job. It's a thankless task.
Why plug in then? Why PR?
I don't know.
Did somebody say to you, you'll be really good at doing this? Or did you know like a network of bands? Or
I had started doing a bit of plugging. So I was basically doing my radio show. I was at, for the last 4 years of my microphone keeps going down. It's very annoying. So it's the one in the picture that you showed. It looks nice, but I don't think it works. Anyway, sorry, where was I? Oh yeah. What was I talking about? Leaving radio. Why
plug in?
Oh, why did I do that? Oh yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. At that time I was doing Heart, and we used to play like 5 or 6 songs in a row, so I'd have to do something while the songs were on. It was really boring, and I you're only allowed to talk for 12 seconds every 20 minutes, so I thought, well, I'm gonna have to do something. So me and my ex-husband, we had a record label, and as part of the record label we looked after our roster. And I got told I was going to do the radio plugging because I knew about radio, and I had a few radio contacts. And so, I spent a little bit of time while in between the 25,000 songs that you have to play on Heart back to back. I spent all that time researching radio shows and DJs and connecting with them and building up my little black book. And when we were doing the record label, it was my job to do the PR and the radio plugging. And when I left Heart and I didn't have a job, I thought, well, I might as well try and do this because I can't do anything else. I would have liked to have joined the police force at that point, but I don't think that was a good time. And then I wanted to join the fire service. I wanted to do many things, but I'm stuck doing plugging at the minute. So, but I do quite well. It's quite a good job, really. I shouldn't moan. I work with some really good musicians.
Yeah, I mean, when we did our kind of research into you, you're talking about musicians. Wow, there's some proper name drops here that you've worked with.
Well, I mean, I remember being in between Chad Kroger's knees once. That was
you as well.
I mean, what was he like with you when you were between his legs? I mean, I found him very gentlemanlike, very gentle.
He's got
this has come across really badly. I was interviewing Chad Kroger. It was at we'll get onto Dave Grohl and Corey Taylor in a bit, I think. I was interviewing. I think we were at the NIA. Was that a name drop?
Yeah. Ooh, massive ones.
You love the name dropping. The stories are great, right? So Chad and I. Oh, he was lovely. He took me into a massage room, and because there was quite a lot. It was like as you do. Not phased at all, Shane.
You do know this is live, right?
No, I thought we were going to edit this bit later.
We'll edit it after.
Yeah, get rid of this because there is filth coming up. Right. So what happened was, I'm only joking.
Love it.
It was a press thing, and there was people from TV, local TV, Birmingham, and there were other radio presenters. And Chad knew he had me, and because I was at Kerrang, he saw me as more important than the other radio stations. I was like, yeah, get in there, bonus. And I said, I don't really want to do an interview in front of all these people. He says, I know. Let's go into this side room. And so just me and him went into this massage room, and there's a massage table there, and nothing happened. He sat on a little settee. And I don't like when you're interviewing someone, you want to be facing them, don't you? You want to be, the mic, because you've got a microphone when you're out of the studio. It's much better doing a radio interview when you're in a radio studio. But so I was trying to hold my mic, and I wanted to eye contact him. So I thought, Well, there's nowhere to sit. There were no chairs, just a little settee and this bloody massage table, which obviously we didn't do anything on. I said, I'll just sit down here. And I got on my knees in front of him, in between his legs. And that's how I did the interview. I had my elbow on his, COVID. I had his elbow on my, my elbow. I had my elbow on his knees. And that's how I managed to do the microphone. And that was a lovely interview. He was lovely. And his brother, Mike, who is also lovely from the band. I interviewed Nickelback a few times. They were always very nice. Dave Grohl, he's all right. Who else? Jared Leto, he was nice. I was on the back of his bus. He's got lovely eyes. Literally, you could die in his eyes and not care. And I was looking at it, I was like, Jared, Jesus, man, you expect me to bloody do an interview with you? And he was like, I like your hair, because it was black. It was black. It was my black and red phase. He goes, that was his fans, the 30 Seconds to Mars fans. They all liked red and black. And he says, yeah, you got the look going on. I was like, yeah, okay, I can't look at you. I can't look. Don't look. I can't see. No, don't. No. So yeah, he was very nice. He was nice.
He was very nice.
Anyway, I'm going to try not to talk too much. What else do you want to know?
Right. Corey Taylor.
Corey. Oh, now the Corey one. All right. This is quite amusing, and it actually taught me something. Corey Taylor is a lovely guy, as we know. Beautiful, beautiful human. And I was doing my show at Kerrang, and I was in Studio A in Kerrang, and Loz Guest was in Studio B at Kerrang. I think he was. I must have been doing my drive time show or my mid-morning show. And they'd come in for a live at Kerrang session. So they were doing an acoustic show. And I think it was just Jim from the band and Corey. I don't know. It must have been a really acoustic thing of just two of them. Anyway, so I got given Corey. I think I was live on air and Loz was pre-recording for his drive time show or whichever. I think he was doing evenings. And me and Corey were getting on so well. And we were chatting about his kids and, and just life and his masks and how much they stink. And, he said they are rancid. They are just filth. And then we'd talked for too long, basically. And Loz had sort of banged on the door as if to say, come on, hurry up, wench. I'm trying to do an interview with him as well. And I was like, shit, all right, okay, I'm really sorry. I said, sorry, Corey. I said, Loz needs to do the interview with you. So anyway, so I said goodbye to Corey. He goes from Studio A into Studio B. And, you can listen to between studios usually. And you might be able to listen to your vocal booth, Shane, or, or whatever. And I listened across the Studio B because I was just being nosy. And I listened to what Loz and Corey had said. And Loz said, oh, he said, you finally got in here then, did you, mate? You've been chatting to Emma for quite a long time. And he went, dude, have you seen that rack? And I was like, I didn't even know what a rack was. And I had to Google it. And I realized he was talking about my chest. But I didn't realize he was looking at me in that way. I just thought we were chatting about our kids and stuff. But anyway, Corey Taylor's great. And the last time I interviewed him was at Download, backstage at Download 2009, their year. And my kids were there as well. My kids were 9 and 4. And we were waiting to do the interview. We were all waiting together. The kids were there just enjoying themselves backstage. And I was waiting for Corey to come through. And I was like, shit, I hope he's not wearing his mask because they're going to be absolutely howling when he comes towards them in his bloody stinky horrible mask. But he didn't, so that was okay. He didn't scare the kids. And again, he took me to a quiet area and we had a lovely chat. So yeah, that was the last time I spoke to Corey. But it used to be that you could just phone them up and just say, all right, love, how's it going? And he'd go, all right, love. He'd say it back. Very nice. I liked that. How's it going, love? Yeah, I'm all right, love. But his voice is a little bit deeper. But he would always try to imitate my love. All right, love. Corey.
I don't think I can see another Corey Taylor interview without him going, all right, love.
All right, love, how's it going?
How's it going, love?
How's your rack?
How's your rack?
Dude. It was, you got to get the dude right. Dude, you see that rack? Anyway, sorry, I've embarrassed myself now. Edit that bit later. We don't need that in.
We'll edit that.
No
We'll edit
problem,
that.
no
What
problem.
about
Chop that
Dave?
out.
What about Dave? Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of good Dave Taylor. Bloody hell, he's a DJ I used to work with. Dave Grohl and not Corey Taylor, the other one, Taylor Hawkins. You see that? I'd already interviewed Dave by the time that picture happened. And that was at the Kerrang Awards 2005 in London. That was my first shift for Kerrang Radio. Live shift. I'd done like a year of Sunday shows while I was still at my radio station on the South Coast, Power FM. So I used to do 6 days a week at Power FM, and then I'd do my one show a week at Kerrang, and I did that for a year. So I was doing 7 shows a week, and I just popped the second child out, the one that's partying now, 17 years ago. So but when I was at the Power FM radio station, I used to do like a indie show, rock show, and just it was a free choice show, and you just never have that at radio. Like a big station, like a global radio station or a Bauer radio station, and Power was global, except it wasn't owned by Global then. So to have a free choice radio show was absolutely amazing. And I had 3 hours to fill. So as a result, I got to do all the interviews with the rock bands that would never get on Power FM, because it was a pop station. And so I was lucky enough to get Dave and Taylor. But the first time I interviewed them, it was an ISDN interview. And it's basically, it was like a high quality phone line interview through the desk, and they were in London in a studio in a booth. And they'd just sit there and just have 15-minute session with every different radio DJ that wanted to interview them. And I think they were promoting that. I think there was one side was a normal studio album and the other one was an acoustic album. And that was, I don't know when it was, 2005. Can't remember what it's called. I never remember anything. I don't even know what my name is half the time. So anyway, so we did this ISDN interview. So I couldn't see them, but I love the band. And we were chatting away, and so I'm just sort of sitting here asking the questions. I can't see them, and I hear this burp, and I was like, "What was that?" And Dave says, "Oh, that was a Taylor burp." And I said, I'm glad you've done that, because I really wanted to belch. I've been holding one back the whole time. Well, you wench, because we discussed my nickname was Wench. He goes, "Come on, wench, let's have a burp then." And I was then trying to get my burp out. In the meantime, Taylor carries on belching. He's vile with his belching. Then Dave joins in. So all I can, because I can't see them, all I can hear in my headphones are these bloody burps coming at me from all angles. And they were going, "Come on, wench, you've got to burp." And I was like, I can't do it now. I can't do it on demand. So it was horrific. And I just had all this burping. And I didn't edit it out. I put it out on air like that. And I've got it on CD somewhere. And I absolutely love it. But about a week later or 2 weeks later, it was the Kerrang Awards. And it was my first proper show on Kerrang. And I was doing a show live from the red carpet and also from the event. And we were interviewing bands and everything in the green room. And it was amazing. And Foo Fighters were there. Or at least Dave, I think they might have all been there. But Dave was definitely there. And I saw Dave walking. Dave, all right, Dave. Right, Dave. I saw him checking the. You check the room. It's like when you turn up at a wedding, the seating plan. And so everyone, I don't know who was there. Can't remember. Dragon Force are on, table 10, and Foo Fighters and Killing Joke were on that table, and so was there, and Metallica were there, or whatever. Right, so. Dave had gone over. He was on his own. He was just minding his own business, and he went to check the seating plan, and he worked out which table he was on. But then he started looking at the other seating plan names, and he noticed that the guy from Killing Joke was on a table near him. So he was heading over to see the dude from Killing Joke, and I said to the guys at Kerrang, I said, "Look," I said, I think I've got to go for it. I'm gonna go after him." And they said, "Don't do it. You can't go after Dave Grohl." I said, "But I only interviewed him a couple of weeks ago. I feel as if we've got a connection." "Don't do it, Emma. It's so embarrassing. Just think about what you're trying to do." And I was working at the time. I was supposed to be doing a show, but I was in between links. It was fine. I said, "No, fuck it. I'm off. I'm going." So I could see him. He was walking fast because he was a man on a mission. He was trying to get to Mr. Killing Joke. And I was like, I got close. I was running after him, got close to him. And I was like, Dave. And I can picture him now. He was just a little bit ahead of me. And he spun round. I went, I'm the wench. And he went, oh, you're the wench. And it was just so sweet. And I said, and I gave him a hug, as you do. And I said, can we have a quick picture? And that was before the cameras, you had to use a camera. I had to use a proper camera for that picture that you put on earlier. That one, that was a little camera, not a phone. And look at him, he's all smart in his black shirt. Bless him. And
he looks like he's ready to burp, to be honest.
He probably was. He's just absolutely filthy with his belching. Unbelievable. So yeah, that was I just those moments, there's just a split second. Oh, you're the wench. And he was lovely. And then he says, I gotta go and see Killing Joke. And I was like, okay, I'll leave you to it then. And then I ran from the main hall, the dinner hall in the Kerrang Awards, and there's the stage in front and everything. I ran up to the press room and I was like gliding. I was like doing this aeroplane through the whole of the press room. And then I went round and round in circles. And my boss at Kerrang was there and he was like, come on, Emma, what's going on? And I collapsed on the floor and I was like, I can die happy now. I've just ran after Dave Grohl. And he was like, I was so excited, it might have been like they might not have been bothered that they can say hi to Dave Grohl, but I was, because it was Dave Grohl and he was so lovely. So there's my stories. I don't know how many more I've got really, because I forget most things. But you've had a few gems there. They were good.
No, that's incredible.
Oh, I roaded for Chris from the Foo Fighters as well, because he played a gig for me. And that's a funny, it's a sweet story actually, because I used to do my Emma Scott Presents gigs in Birmingham, and Shifty, Chris Shiflett, he played in another band called Jackson United, and I booked them to headline. And I used to go, I'd do my radio show on Kerrang, and then I'd head down to the venue. And this one was in Birmingham somewhere. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been the Barfly. It might have been I can't remember actually. I'm not going to remember. And I was sitting there waiting for him, and he didn't turn up for loading. I was like, for fuck's sake, what's going on? So it was tight. The support bands, they were ready. I was like, well, this is no good. We've got no headliners. What's happening? And I was panicking. I do flap a bit. Anyway, so I had his number, so I used to phone up. Shifty, what's going on? Well, we've had a terrible journey from Scotland. I said, Scotland? We're supposed to be in Birmingham. Don't worry, love. No, in fact, he didn't call me love. He wasn't. He might have called me love. Don't worry, love. It'll be fine. We'll get there. Anyway, it wasn't fine. He was late, right? But it wasn't beyond saving, because doors hadn't opened. So that I'm on the phone. How far are you going to be? Oh, there's been a massive crash on the M6. We're stuck. I was like, for God's sake, man, you've got to get. Anyway, they finally turned up, and they were in a van. They were driving themselves. It was him and two other guys in the band, and they were their own like tour managers and their own everything. They were doing their own thing, and so I ran down to their little van. I was like, Chris, and I'd already interviewed him before. I'd interviewed Taylor and Nate and Chris backstage at the NIA as well. And Dave didn't turn up because he had a sore throat, Ronnie. Been like yours, love. He said, I got to save my throat. Got to save it. So anyway, so we had a little bit of a connection. And I was like, Christopher, come on. We've got to get on with this. Give me something to carry. So I'm in the back of his van. And it gives me something small to carry, like a guitar or something. I said, just load me up, love. Come on, we haven't got time to piss about. So anyway, I'm double. I've got two. My arms are full, and I'm carrying. I said, and what did he say? I'm going to miss the punchline here. I said, love. I said, you shouldn't be carrying all this. You're a Foo Fighter. And he said, you shouldn't be carrying all this. You're Red Hot Emma Scott. Dudum. And we said, it don't matter who we are, love. We got a gig to get on with. We've got to carry on. We got to hurry up. So let's just get this gear upstairs and get on with it. And we got sound checked, and it was a great gig. So I love the Foos. They're a great band.
Amazing. What venue was that, Em? I can remember.
Well, it could have been I want to say the Barfly, because we used to do a lot of gigs at the Barfly, but it might have been like the Institute or something. It wasn't a massive venue. It wasn't a massive venue. I did do the Asylum, because you've got your Kerrang and Planet Rock thing at the Asylum. That is a great venue. Yeah. I remember I put on a gig there. and with the automatic. Do you remember? What's that coming
Oh,
over
wow.
the hill?
Yeah.
They were that was a Christmas gig as well, and they were headlining, and I got absolutely hammered. I cannot remember what was going on.
We were talking about them the other day. They were one of those bands who it was a Chumbawamba, wasn't it? It was just like, bang, there's a song. It's on all the adverts.
I know, they got a good sync on that.
Yeah.
They probably paid off their mortgages on that. And yeah, they've dined out on that for a very long time. So once you get your sync in, you're all right. But yeah, that was a great gig. But I can't remember anything about it. I was absolutely mortal. Oh, I got really mortal with Bullet for My Valentine once as well. That to the point that we weren't allowed to put any photos online of that gig because Padge was in a very compromising position on the floor. Matt wasn't too bad. Me and Padge were horrific.
Awards, or was
it was not at the Kerrang Awards. That was a private gig that they were DJing at in Wolverhampton, the Wolfram Hall. And I was DJing. I was the Kerrang sort of representative, hosting, and but and the promoter is a guy called Tice. He's a really good guy, and he provided a really good rider. And there was a lot of vodka, and we got mortal, and I ended up weeing in the shower after collapsing, and then we had to go out on stage and like DJ and stuff. But that was great. We put a load of red lipstick on Padge. He was loving it, but we weren't allowed to upload any pictures to our MySpace profiles because that was when it was. Please, could you take those down?
There was a lot of photos that couldn't get uploaded to the boys. I think my funniest one is I heard Jay was gaffer taped to a wall. Literally gaffer taped him to a wall.
They know
and fucking left in there as well, like literally gaffer taped. It was that's one of my favorite stories.
God,
yeah, where are those photos? Where are those photos?
I've got them in an album somewhere.
Is that kind of like some of your favorite times around that 2007, 2010 mark?
Well, yeah, Kerrang. I did 5 years at Kerrang, 2004 to 2009, and yeah, those certainly are those like mind-blowing memories that you just can't forget. Gerard Way was lovely from My Chemical Romance. That was ISDN, unfortunately, but he was just so lovely, just such a sweet and very unassuming guy, and really interested that I'd actually spent time listening to his album, so I could interview him. I was like, well, that's part of the job. I have to listen to the whole album to be able to talk to you about it. And he was just really humbled by it. He is lovely. Meeting bands like that and talking to bands like that, that's always lovely. But then I met my hero from when I was 9, Adamant. And again, before your time, boys, before your time. But I remember me, Prince Charming. Yeah, he is. Bloody legend. I absolutely adored Adamant, and it was 1994. So 1994 going to 95. He came back. He had an album called Wonderful. And I got to interview him as well. And I can still remember, walking around the corner of the radio station. It was Horizon Radio in Milton Keynes. And it was that moment where I was like, oh God, what's he going to be like? Is he going to, they always say never meet your idols. And I was like, God, if he turns out to be an absolute knock joblet or whatever, cock job twat. If he turns out to be a giblet face or something, I won't be happy. But anyway, he was an absolute dream to interview. He was so sweet, and he gave me his address and his telephone number, and he said, come and see me. And we ended up having a few dates as well. So that was very nice, dating one's idol. Anyway, so that was good. So I think really it's you can have like some of my radio jobs have not been so good. I think it is when you meet bands and they're bands that you really like and appreciate the music. I think that does make the time go, a lot better, and you can have these stories. I forgot a lot of those stories. They were just coming out. I was like, oh, well, there was that time when I did that, and this time I did. But some of my experiences in radio have been really shit actually. And when you end up doing shows in the middle of the night, and radio for me was like a dream career. I absolutely adored radio, and I still love radio now. And to get to be a full-time presenter. I was 19. I said to Ronnie earlier when we were doing our little practice session, I said they made me say I was older because I was so young. And this girl turns up, she's 19 years old, and she's doing a drive time show. And they made me say I was 23 because people wouldn't take me seriously if they knew I was only 19. So there's lots of stories. You get a lot of stuff that you have to go along with, and whatever. But yeah, I spent a lot of time. That 25 years on radio was mostly spent moving around the country. I went from like Bedford over to Bristol. That's when I was 19. So I'd moved all the way over the other side of the country. And then I went back to Milton Keynes. Then I went back to Bristol. Then I went down to Plymouth. Then I went up to Newcastle. Hated it in Newcastle. Completely on my own. Didn't know a soul. And I was on in the middle of the night. And Friday and Saturday evening. So social life, there isn't one. It was horrific. I really hated it. I was so depressed. I did a Britney when I was in Newcastle, cut all my hair off, dyed it black, quiffed it up. I looked a bit like Elvis. Actually, to be fair, it was quite a good look. But it used to be long and blonde and flowing. And then one day it was short and black and quiffed. But that was my Britney moment. I was there before Britney, though. Gotta say, she copied me. So yeah, I was really depressed in Newcastle. And I was there for a year and a half. And then I went down to Sheffield when I worked at Hallam FM. I had a much better time there as I was doing a better show. And I had a free choice show again with the like a 3-hour show where you could play new music. And then I'd meet bands like Muse and who else was out? I remember meeting Muse, and they were just starting, and they were just a couple of timid boys from Devon, but they were lovely. And so yeah, but loads of sessions around that sort of time, around like 97, 98, 99. Then where did I go? Then I had my first daughter in 2000, and I had 7 weeks off. That was a massive maternity leave I had, because as a self-employed freelancer, you don't get any maternity rights, you don't get any sick pay, nothing like that. And my ex-husband, can tell why he's an ex, he didn't work, so I had to do the mum and the dad thing. So I had to go back to work. I was still breastfeeding, so I was sitting in the studio during my songs on Hallam FM with my breast pump pumping out my milk. I had to put a curtain across, do not enter, Emma's popping out her milk. And once my boobs had gone, they'd gone, hadn't they? They got to come, that milk's got to come out. And it came out. So in between songs, it's ridiculous, really, looking back, the things I used to do. Where did I go after Hallam FM? I told my boss to shove his job there because I had a bit of postnatal depression. That didn't end well. So that one ended. Then I went down to Brighton, and then I went to Portsmouth sort of way, Fareham way, Power FM, and I really liked that. I really liked that down there. It was great. Then Birmingham to Kerrang, and then where did I go there? Then Devon to Harp. My last 3 years in radio was in Devon. So yeah, I spent 25 years moving around the country, really. But the best moments were, when you're hanging out with bands, or maybe doing gigs in front of 10,000 people. They were always good. The Power in the Park gigs were always good, and amazing. Yeah, I've done some amazing things. I didn't really think it was that amazing, but yeah, it was.
Yeah, it sounds it really does.
It's good fun.
But obviously then you thought about putting all that information, all that experience into a book.
Yeah, I thought I would. Well, musicians annoy me, Shane, if I'm honest.
We are annoying.
I mean, I'm not talking about you necessarily, although, if you were to...
Who have you been talking to? Who have you been talking to?
Oh, just Ronnie. No.
My fault.
It was... Sorry, I love you guys. Yeah, look, that was my second book. If it was my band, I love the fact that you've got all these pretty pictures up. That's cool. Yeah, I've got my actual. This was the first ever version of If It Was My Band. It's got like the pretend thing, and it's a good. Yeah, it's got pictures in it and everything. I'm not trying to sell this book, by the way. It's sold out. You can't buy it. But I've got to. I have got to rewrite this, like, pretty getting gigs and things like that. I basically, my first book was this one, how to get radio airplay. And I've got to redo that as well, because let's face it, things change after 6 months in this game. But I wrote If It Was My Band because of my dealings with musicians, because they were emailing me for gigs, for the Emma Scott Presents gigs. They were emailing me for, a record deal with that record label I used to run. Radio airplay. They were trying to get radio airplay. So every interaction I had with a musician pissed me off in some way, because there were so many mistakes that they were making. And it was I just thought, God, what? Come on, what? If it was my band, I would never send an email like that. And I was like, oh, well, there you go. There's the title for a start. There's my title. And I used to just sit every time something irritated me, or something wasn't right, or something was completely wrong, like just bands just not sending links to their music or something like that. I mean, you're talking 10 years ago or something. I don't know, 5 years, 10 years. Every time something annoyed me, I had a little Post-it note on my desk, and I'd just write down, not including social media URL. Or, I don't know. I mean, it was a while ago. Or, just, I don't know, linking me to their MySpace page and nothing else, kind of thing. So anyway, but I had a lot of Post-it notes on my desk, and then I made it into this whole thing. And then I got an illustrator on board, and she designed the look how to manage the band. Look, and the manager, I really like the manager guy, because he's a right little dick, isn't he? Look at him. They look like that, don't they? He's horrible. And he's an absolute bell end, and I can't be doing with that shit. Look, there he is at his desk with his cigar. But anyway, it's all quite childlike, but I quite like it. There's a whole section on getting radio airplay, because I was quite good at that. And this is based on my friend Johnny Doom at Kerrang.
Oh, cool.
Obviously he's got white hair. He's got black hair in real life, but that was the cartoon picture of him. So I basically did that book to try and educate musicians, to help them. And a few people bought it. And I think, a lot of people ask me, what advice would you give bands? Well, educate yourself. I have no idea what time it is. Is it nearly 10 o'clock? Have I got to go home soon? I'm just getting started.
All right.
I'm just warming up, boys. You know what I mean?
I remember when we started off, Emma, and I remember when you sent me a text or an email.
Did I be bugged?
Yeah.
What?
I was down. Was
it when we were on Tinder together, love, swiping each other? I'm only joking. As if, my love, as if. Right, sorry. That's the third one. Me and
That's
Shane.
The third book.
Anyway, sorry, Shane. Carry on. Sorry.
No. I completely threw me off now. I remember when you emailed. I was down Ogba by Sea on the seafront, and I had an email from you just saying.
I really don't know what you're going to say right now.
No, just saying, Emma here, Emma Scott, love your stuff. Yeah, I'm hearing you again play. Congratulations, loving your music. If you need any help at all, drop me an email. And he wasn't, you know what I mean? He was just a helping hand.
He loves you. I know, but I'd quite happily do your plugging. I'd love to do your plugging, but you've got pluggers. But yeah, I like to help anyone, and I do a lot of. I shouldn't really say this, but I do free plugging for certain people that are doing like charity records and stuff. I did a recent free campaign for a guy. It was for Alzheimer's. What's the other name for that? I can't remember. Well, I can't remember. But it was a charity song that he'd written for his mum, and it was a guy that I've known for. He's Welsh, funnily enough, Andy Huntley, and he wanted some help, and I just couldn't fit it in. I said I can't fit it in. It's also a ballad, and I don't really do ballads. I said, but you know what, Andy? I said, as it's you and as it's for your mum, dementia thing, I'll do that for you. And, we got him some nice airplay. But yeah, usually I have to pay. They have to pay. I don't pay. I don't pay to do someone's plug-in. They pay me. But yeah, usually people do hire me, and I can pay my bills. But yeah, I love to do helpful things. I was doing as part of my master's degree. It was my whole dissertation was about is it possible to teach musicians how to do their own radio airplay? And as a radio plugger, I kind of could be shooting myself in the foot here. But hey, that was the innovative part of the masters that I ticked that box in. And I did some webinars. I've done, I think, sorry, I'm a dick. Four webinars. I have no idea. This is what my webinars are like. I was like, where was I? What was I talking about? What do you write to DJs? Oh, right. Yeah, this is what you do. Anyway, so yeah, I was doing these how to get radio airplay webinars. They were free. I've turned it into a podcast. There's 3 chapters, like part 1, part 2, part 3, and I've turned it into a YouTube like tutorial thing, PowerPoint thing. That's on YouTube. Everything's for free. I'd give the books away for free if I could, but they cost quite a lot of money to actually buy. I think next time I'll just do like a PDF or something. Then I can do that free as well. But yeah, if I was going to give some advice to bands, I'd say educate yourself on the industry, because there's stuff that you need to know. But I think musicians can be quite lazy, and yeah, they need to improve in that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, we've been in bands before this one, and we've been doing it since 14, 15, whatever. And it did take us a long time because musicians just think, I just got to be good on stage. But there's so much more you've got to do. There's no point being like the best at what you do on stage if you're not getting people there to come and see you. And we've had this discussion many times on CrowCast. So, yeah, people like you who can, sort of source out and well, you buy a book. I remember buying a book, actually.
Well done.
Early doors, and it had all the record labels. It was like this big. It was like a Bible.
Yeah.
And sending stuff off, but then a lot of people saying it's unsolicited material. We can't listen to it, blah blah. And so it was like I think I paid something like 29 quid for it. And I was like, waste of fucking time. But
a guide to the industry or something.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's so many good ones, right? So there's these. This is a good one. And there's a new version. There's a new version of this. So Donald S. Passman, All You Need to Know About the Music Business. That's the 10th edition. I think he's probably done an 11th already, right? That's a really good one. This is, I think, probably trumps that one. Ari Herstand, because he's actually a musician himself, How to Make It in the New Music Business. You see, new. It's all new.
Yeah,
that's a whopper. It's got a couple of little post-it notes in, right? This is, and there's another one here. Now this, and he's American, so sometimes you don't want to be listening to Americans, but this lady is British, and she's got an 8th or 9th version of that, Music the Business, and Anne Harrison. That is a really good book to get. Also, Damien. Oh shit! I've just dropped all my stuff. Sorry. Also, Damien Keys. That's got like see-through. That's weird.
That's pretty cool. That's
Why
wicked.
is that doing that? I feel a little bit spaced out. But anyway, Damien Keys. Now, Damien Keys is a top dude, and he's got loads on YouTube, hasn't he? And he just does tutorials all the time. How to get 1 million streams on Spotify, and he's made a lot of money out of, knowing stuff. And that book's great. And he's done other books as well. And you can join like Damien Keys, like School of Rock, or I don't know what it's called, right? But you can, you've got to pay him to be on it. There's loads of things like that. And of course, you can go and do a master's degree in the music industry like I just did. I actually did my master's degree with Waterbear just to get out of the music industry. So I was like, I've had enough of it. I've been doing this for over 30 years, man and boy. And I thought I need to get out of here. I need a job, but I didn't have enough GCSEs. So I spoke to Bruce Dickinson at Waterbear. I said, Bruce, can I come and do some teaching or something? I know of a few things. And he said, no, I've got enough tutors. He says, do the masters this year, because we talked about it a couple of years before. I said, oh, for God's sake. Well, it was COVID, so no one had anything to do. We couldn't leave the house. So I did that. And I didn't get out of the music industry. In fact, I got more involved in it, and I wanted to help more people in the music industry. So damn it, that didn't work. But funnily enough, as part of my dissertation, I'm going to mention you guys now, because I was talking about that. There's one, right? So I'm going to just get lost if I try and do too many things. But there's one big thing I will tell bands if you are trying to get, and musicians, not just bands. If I say band, I mean musician. You can be solo as well. I will tell bands the 90-second rule. And I was talking to Ronnie about this earlier, and I'm just going to pick up my notes because they've just fallen on the ground, right? And this was actually part of my research for my master's. And you guys were part of my research. Oh shit, I've just dropped that as well. I'm not doing very well here. I think my table's a bit wonky. It keeps moving around. I've got a pen. I'm very studious. So the 90-second rule, right? Now this is interesting, right? So if any musician is listening to this and is going to take anything from this shenanigans, whatever this is we're doing, right? Just talking shit. If anyone's going to take anything from this, I'm going to tell you this is going to be really helpful, okay? And it's the 90-second rule. When I was at Kerrang, we used to have playlist meetings, and a lot of people don't realize that radio stations have playlists, you know, A list, B list, C list, and the DJs cannot deviate from the list. You get a running order and you follow your list. There's no choice. You don't sit there and go through a record box and choose what you want to play. Very rare that any DJ gets any free choice. Okay, so like Wyatt on Planet Rock, he has an hour and he plays new rock, but that's the only show really. He can't choose any other music on his show. Same with, you know, Paul Anthony, we've talked about Darren, you know, they've all got a playlist. And so, and that goes for every radio station in the country, be it Heart or Radio X or Radio 1, Radio 2, all of that. So anyway, Kerrang had their playlist meetings on Wednesdays, and the head of music would go into the meeting with a team, a playlist team. You know, some of the DJs were allowed to go, some salespeople were allowed to go and choose because they liked, you know, little demographic, you know, they wanted a widespread. The secretary would sometimes, the receptionist would sometimes go in, I'd sometimes go in, and the head of music, Loz, would go in, and they'd have a pile of CDs. This was when we had CDs because it was, you know, early 2000, and it you know, we'd have a pile like maybe 15, 20 CDs, and we'd put each CD in the CD player for 1 minute 30. That was it, 90 seconds. You press play, and as soon as it hit 1 minute 30 on the timer, it would get ejected. So we'd only ever be able to hear the song for 1 minute 30. And then the CD got placed on the table. And at the end of going through the 20, we'd heard 1 minute 30, and that was all. Didn't matter if they hadn't reached their chorus by that point. If they hadn't reached the chorus, we hadn't got excited. Tough shit. So anyway, we then had to choose out of those 20 on the table. We had to go and put our hand on the song that we liked most. We'd have to try and remember it, of course, because there's 20. It's quite difficult. I was a bit younger then, so it was all right. And then the one that had the most hands on it, because we'd all have to physically put our hands on the CD, on the song that we like best. And bearing in mind, I've only heard 1 minute. And the one that had the most hands on it made it onto the playlist. And if it was a sort of toss-up, if you know, like 10 people had gone for the new Green Day record and 11 had gone for the new Foo Fighters record, you know, that they might have to put Green Day and Foo Fighters on that week. But anyway, my point being, it made me think, you know what, and I asked the guys at Kerrang, why was it 1 minute 30? And they said, well, we just thought that, you know, if we hadn't got into a song by that time, the listeners listening wouldn't have got into it. So, and a lot of musicians that I've spoken to about the 1 minute 30 thing, they're like, wow, is it that long? Because I thought we had to really, you know, make an impression in the first 10 seconds. I was like, well, you know, these days, of course it is. But this is, you know, 10, 15 years ago. But my whole point being 90 seconds. If you can't get your intro done, your first verse, your chorus, and into your second verse by 1 minute 30, you can go, I was going to say, fuck yourself there. Better not swear. We won't swear. You might as well not bother, right? If you're trying to get radio airplay and you're still pissing about at 1 minute and you haven't even started singing yet, don't bother sending it to radio. There's no point. We haven't got time for that. People, you know, I think you really should be getting everything away in 60 seconds. Get in there as quickly as you can. And so getting back to my point about those damn crows, I studied. So I've studied all of the songs on the first album, of course, Murder and the Motive. And I've gone through them all. COVID. I've gone through all of them. And right, here we go. Don't Give a Damn. Chorus, 43 seconds. Blink of an Eye, 53. Someone Someday, 101. That's all right, though. Rock and Roll Ain't Dead, 1 minute. Behind These Walls, 57. Say It. Now that was a double verse. So that, you know, we had to let that one off. Chorus came in at 126. But it's all right because we had I mean, I'm not being funny, but I would have brought that up with you. All right.
Still, I got a story about that. We'll come back to that one now.
Good. I want to hear that story. 7 days, 45 seconds, the fighter 55, breakaway 33, fear of the break. Right. It goes on. You get the drift. Okay. And then on point of no return, textbook again, textbook. Every band should be like those damn Crows. Right. So then who did it? 48, Set in Stone 25, Sin on Skin, the best song, 57 seconds, pushing it a little bit there, but probably worth it. Probably worth it. BU was 44 seconds. Now Never Win. Now Never Win is a bit of a different song. And the chorus came in at 131. So you would have failed that. However, it's a ballad, so it's all right. It's all right. Oh, it's all right. But that you still got away with it, right? Because no one is going to switch that anyway. So the Reaper 39, Kingdom of Dust 47, going down 33, textbook. Okay. And the point is, you are well into your second verse by 1 minute 30. So if you're in that Kerrang radio meeting, people are going to be loving that, and they're going to be putting their hands all over you and your CD, and, and then you'll be straight in that meeting. But you're more of a Planet Rock band, to be fair. But, that's my point. And I did the same research for, Radio X. I listened to Radio X. I monitored Heart, and you have to, the most important thing is get it on and get on into your chorus as quickly as you can. Stop dicking about, and stop sending really, really long songs to radio, because they haven't got time. 3 minutes 30, 3 minutes 45 tops, really. You can push it if you're a rock band at 4 minutes, but I got a 5.5 minute song sent to me the other day from Primordial, and I just wrote back. I said, "Is there an edit?" And she or he said, "No, there isn't." I said, "I can't play it." I said, "I could play 2 in the time of playing that one." I said, "I want to get loads of songs on. I'm not going to play that. Do me an edit." So anyway, I am quite harsh now, because I just think that people should know, stop sending 5.5 minute songs to radio if you want radio airplay. But
it is. I mean, you saying that, I don't know if anybody listening, whether they think that's common knowledge, or clearly it's not if you're getting stuff sent to you 5-6 minutes long. But for us, that was like a gimme from word go, like when we were kids, because they're the songs that we loved. Those massive, we talk about all the time, massive choruses. Like if you haven't got a chorus, I don't give a shit how good your verse is. It's gonna fail. So it was always about getting to the chorus as quickly as possible, with the story, with a backstory, with a queuing up. The song has got to do that gradual thing, but quickly. And the mad thing is about Say It. I don't know if I remember this wrong, and I'm not putting anybody under the bus here, but we had an arrangement of Say It, and then we had a producer who changed that arrangement, which is why it's longer than what it is. There was another verse.
Yeah, there was a double verse. Yeah,
that would have gone under 90 seconds.
And we said, that's unusual for the Crows. Okay, let's do it.
But it's fine. It's fine. It wasn't a single, was it? It
No.
didn't matter anyway. And that's only really for singles. You can do whatever you like for your album tracks.
Yeah.
You literally can have a 10-minute song if you want a 10-minute song. But if you're sending to radio, or if you're sending to gig promoters, or record labels, or management companies, or booking agents, if you're trying to make an impact, make the bloody impact. Don't fuck about and put a bloody 6-minute song on where it's going to take 3 minutes for you to start bloody singing. I don't want to hear it. No one's got time for that. You've got to make forget about the 90-second rule, 30-second rule. Get on with it. Anyway, so I don't like to rant too much, but it's important.
I'm all about the 90 seconds. All about the 90 seconds. All about the 90 seconds.
Well, I mean, if we're lucky, I mean, that's on a good day.
So many places I could go anyway. Let's not.
What?
Yeah.
You when you said about COVID and obviously working with Primordial, did you find that radio was doing better in that period? Because we've had a few DJs on, and they actually said it was almost people were working more from home, so they were making more effort, and shows were getting bigger. Like, do you know what I mean? It was more attention on shows. So
it's weird because radio listening is monitored by Radar company. Yeah, I don't know what it actually means. I can't remember. Radio audience joint or whatever. Radar.
Yeah.
But Radar had to stop as soon as COVID started, because Radar basically send out diaries. They're listening diaries. They they post these listening diaries out to people's addresses, and then the people, they fill in. All right, Monday morning at 6 a.m. I listen to Paul Anthony on Planet Rock. I listened for 20 minutes, tick. Later on, I listened to Wyatt on Planet Rock, tick. And so you go through, I listened to Johnny Doom at 10 p.m. on Kerrang. I listened to Primordial, blah, 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 blah. So you tick your diary. But the problem is and that's how you get radio listeners. People say, it must be on, they can tell if you've got your radio on or so. No, you can't tell. It is basically a diary. It is a physical piece of paper that you fill in. Really old fashioned, but it's been going like that for long. That is how you get your radio listeners, filling in the Radar diary. Anyway, because of COVID, they weren't allowed to send these diaries out because they weren't allowed to have anyone touching anything, because you can't even go to a restaurant and touch a menu, can you? So we couldn't have the diaries. So it was ironic that was the time where people were listening to the radio more. But nobody could actually say, we've got more listeners now. They knew they had, but they couldn't really advertise it. Anyway, Radar's just started again. And the listenership has shown that people are now listening to the breakfast show. So they're not having to drive to work now. So like if it was an 8 a.m. peak, I think it's now a 10 a.m. peak. That's like the peak listening now. So the breakfast show DJs are not very happy, because people aren't having to get up at 6:30 in the morning, get in the car at 7:30 and drive to the office or whatever, because they're not driving to the office. They're sitting around in their slippers and their dressing gowns, and they're getting up at 10. So yeah, radio listening has changed, and people have been tuning in. And yeah, there's people, and a lot of people ask me, are people still listening to the radio, or is it all about Spotify? And I'm like, well, of course people are listening to the radio, and they're really shocked by that. Can't actually remember what your question was, Ronnie, but it was something about radio.
Yeah, just you're hitting all the points. You hit everything I asked. It was more like
right.
I think condensed. It is that you find like it's picked up more, because
it has.
Pre-COVID, a lot of people were saying, radio's dying. I listen to a lot of podcasts, but I also listen to radio. So whether it be Talk Sport, Radio X, Planet Rock, I'll listen to a range of shows. So I'm still of that mindset, that generation where I like that vibe, especially in the car. Because sometimes I don't know, I can get lost in a playlist, or there's almost too much choice. So I didn't know if COVID kind of helped that in a way where people come more connected with the radio.
Yeah, that's the thing about radio. It is that connection, and you've got that one-to-one connection with the DJ, the broadcaster, the presenter, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
And also people were listening to the radio for information. They want to know what's going on, how many people have got COVID in our town. The travel news became obsolete. Nobody was out on the roads. So yeah, everything changed. Listening habits have changed. And of course, a lot more people are at home, and they're not even having to switch the radio on. They can just get their, I don't want to say it too loud because she's behind me, Alexa, and all of those things to start. She's going to start. No, she's all right. She hasn't heard me. She hasn't heard me. My neighbour's called Alexa, and I bet you she really gets annoyed because I'm always shouting Alexa. But anyway, my walls are very thin in this house.
Alexa, GIMP mask off Amazon. I'd love if she heard that. Yeah,
I don't think she can hear because I've got headphones on.
She's got headphones on.
You can't do that sort of thing around here. Just because you like GIMP masks, love. It's all coming out now. Anyway, so what do you? Let's talk about radio and how many people are listening, and the difference between radio and Spotify. Right. So there's. I'll do your pop quiz, Ronnie. You know the answer to this. This is just for Shane.
Okay.
What is the most listened to radio station in the UK?
That's for me now, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm the quiz master now. Ronnie
Radio
got this
1.
wrong.
Radio 2.
First answer. Thank you very much.
Radio 2.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that was your second answer. Failed on the first. Anyway, yeah, it is Radio 2. And you know how many people listen? You got 1 point. 14.6 million people listen to Radio 2 every week. That is a phenomenal amount of people, right? So, you know, people might slag Radio 2 off or whatever. It's the most listened to radio station by a mile. BBC Radio 1 has got 8.25 million people a week. And Six Music has 2.69 million. All right, so they're like the big BBC stations. And then, of course, in Radioland, if you want to learn, if any musicians are out there and want to learn a little bit about radio, don't bother with the two main radio groups in the UK because they don't play independent artists. They just don't. All right, they've got no interest in you. Sorry, but they don't. So you've got Global and you've got Bauer. And Global has the top 4 commercial brands in the UK. Ronnie got this right. Heart, like number 1, Capital, Smooth, and Classic FM. And they've got 27.7 million listeners a week across those brands. So they've got a fair amount of listenership, right? So Global's doing really well. People slag off Heart. Oh, fucking hell, they play the same songs all the time. They've got the most bloody listeners, though, haven't they? Anyway, I don't want to rant too much. But actually, Heart has now got 8.4 million listeners per week, which is more than Radio 1. So Radio 1 ain't happy with that because they got 8.25. Radio X is part of Global. They've got 1.94 million per week. And I think Chris Moyles has got about 1 million of those. So he's doing well. Classic FM has got 5 million a week. It's all about the classical, love. You start doing a nice little classical record. Get yourself playlisted right on there. Tell you, love, you'll be retiring on your PRS payments. Get it on. Can you imagine? Right? Can you imagine how much Ed Sheeran must be getting from his PRS royalties? Oh my Christ! And Adele, imagine how much. You know, I think one of my bands got played on Radio 2, like on the Rock Show on Radio 2, spot play, and got like 80 quid. So imagine if you were played on Heart or a Capital station all over the country, like 20 times a day or 100 times a day. Those 70, 80 quids are, I mean, it's a phenomenal amount of money. And this is where you earn your money, musicians. It's getting in PRS and it's getting in PPL and bloody getting a sync. The syncs are good. But anyway, they're hard to get. One of my, another friend of mine, this is how much money you can earn from publishing. He got one of his songs on a Hollywood, well, it was a Hollywood film. I know which one it was. Something about Romeo and Juliet. Can't remember. It might have been that. It might have been Romeo and Juliet, but I think it might have been a different thing. But the producer really liked the band, and I won't mention it because it was private information, but I can still give you the figures. And the producer really liked this band and wanted a song of theirs on the soundtrack. And so asked permission of the band, said, look, can we have that song? And of course the band said, yeah, of course you can. Don't mind if we do. £300,000 they got for having one song on this film. It didn't even make it onto the film. It was in the end credits. £300,000. And he said, we paid off our publishing deals straight away. And then everything we earned through publishing was ours. We didn't have to share it with anyone. It's like, fucking hell, that's where the money is. Anyway, I digress. And then Bauer is the other big radio brand. And they're behind Global, which annoys them quite a lot. But they're doing quite well. They got 20 million a week. And they've got all of the Absolute radios. There's about 9 Absolute radios now. The main Absolute radio's got like 2.5 million a week. And then as part of Bauer, you've got the Greatest Hits Network. You've got the Hits Radio Network. You've got Kiss, Jazz FM, Scala, so classical stuff, country. And then, of course, you've got the two stations that I love the most. We got, as well as Primordial, of course, but they're not owned by Bauer because Primordial is on its own. Kerrang Radio and Planet Rock are owned by Bauer. And these stations do have the odd spot play for musicians, but otherwise everything's playlisted. So like Wyatt will have his new rock show and Johnny Doom has a bit of spot play, and Alex Baker on his Fresh Blood show on Wednesdays, he's got free choice, right? But otherwise it's all playlisted. Kerrang Radio's got 473,000 listeners a week. It's good. And Planet Rock has 1.33 million a week. Right, isn't it? Good. It's good. They've gone up. They used to be 1.2 and they've gone up. And considering Kerrang isn't actually available on the radio anymore and it's not on DAB, and that's appointment listening. That's people that have actually, you know, got the app, are listening online, asking Alexa, or going on Freeview. That, you know, that's people. That's 473,000 people that love Kerrang that much that they're making a real effort to listen to it. So yeah, people love Kerrang and Planet Rock still, and yeah, that's radio. So. But there are about 1,200 radio stations in the UK that aren't all owned by Glower, by Global or Bauer. But if you're an independent artist and you want airplay on any of those radio stations, don't waste your time, because they don't. It's all playlisted, and you know, people are shocked by that. And I had one of my clients, one of my plug-in baby clients, who said, "Oh, can we get on the Radio X evening show?" And I said, "No." But basically, I said, "No, you can't. You're not on the playlist." And he was like, "But that's not fair." I said, "Well, what do you mean it's not fair? That's how it works. He's got a playlist and he sticks to it." I said, "John Kennedy has a free choice show. He's on Fridays and Saturday nights." I said, "He's spot played you before." He said, "Yeah, but I want to be on the evening show." I said, "It ain't going to happen, mate." You know, and these are people that I'm working with that are, they're still unsure about, you know, what's going on. I bet it's funny because I bet they think I've failed if I don't get them on Heart or Capital or Smooth or something. But I wouldn't even bother sending them to those radio stations.
Yeah, well, like, I can see the naivety. I can see the naivety, especially like I would have said years and years ago when we were starting off. When you start paying pluggers, or if you're independent band and you're paying people, you expect this is it. They're gonna get it on Radio 1. They're gonna, you know, and I think when that doesn't happen, you don't think of the real life answers. Like, you just give the hard thing. Well, no, it's not going to happen, mate. I'll be able to get you on this. You'll have a few of them, and that'll get you maybe to the next level. And then you have to push a bit harder, and then you keep knocking down walls unless you've got that one hit, which all of a sudden everybody plays, like, you know. And that's a radio plugger's dream, is to hold that song in their hand and they present it to everybody, and just everybody instantly fucking loves it. And that's the golden nugget.
Oh, it is the dream.
Well, it is. But I imagine all those bands who just imagine, you know, because we know as musicians, everything you do, you love and worship because it's yours, like, you know. So you expect everybody's going to be on the back of this. So why wouldn't it be on that radio show? Why wouldn't it? So to know that there is a massive picture in all of this, like, you know, and you have to slot in and get through those cracks, like, you know. So
it's all about the cracks, love. You've got to get in there. You've got to.
Maybe second.
You've got to know what you can achieve and what you can't.
Sum the episode up, Shane, innit? Cracks racks in 90 seconds.
That's the name of the next album, that is.
I think that'll be a wise move.
Do you know when you're listening to these? You know when you're listening to these playlists and stuff? Does it bother you? Is there stuff on there that you don't like? Like, what percentage would you say when you get the playlists and you're listening to it, like, oh, this song really? Do you sometimes think it's a joke?
Well, when I'm on the radio, or what playlists are these? So go on, where am I?
When you're on the radio, and you get chosen the A list, the B list, what have you, do you agree with the songs that are being chosen?
Of course you don't, for heaven's sake. God, bloody hell. And we had a really nice comment there from the guy about Primordial. I missed that, sorry. Yeah, Simeon. Primordial Radio is owned by the fans it serves, truly independent from the big boys, and plays the songs how they're meant to be, unedited. Yeah, we have all the Fs and all the other shenanigans. Primordial's great, and it's well worth the subscription. Yes, as a radio DJ, you know, and I did 25 years of presenting, I always followed a playlist, except for those two or three radio shows that I used to do where they were free choice. And I always saw that the Sunday show or the Saturday show that I used to do with the free choice was basically the thing that kept me going, because I'd have 5 days of the week following the playlist. And you know, it wasn't all bad. It's not horrific. I like pop music. You know, I don't mind Adele and Ed Sheeran. You know, they're fine. But the thing is, you hear them. You're playing the same songs every show, and there isn't any variety. Apparently, it's, you know, a lot of variety. It's not. But yeah, the playlist can be a bit dull, and but you just have to crack on. It's part of the job. You can't change the beast. The beast is there, and it's always going to be like that. And everybody at Radio 1 is following a playlist. Chris Evans is following a playlist. Joe Wiley is following a playlist. Everyone's got their playlists, and you've got to stick to them. Otherwise, you're going to get booted out. You can't deviate from the list. Chris Moyles on Radio X doesn't bother sticking to his playlist. He just talks. So, he plays about one song an hour. He doesn't respect the music. He's not interested in the music. And that's his act. That's what he does. So, but yeah, it can be hard work. However, on Kerrang, I loved my time at Kerrang. Those 5 years on Kerrang, every song on my playlist, I was quite happy with. It was a brilliant time for music. And Primordial, I'm quite happy to follow their list as well. Some of the stuff I don't like too much of the hardcore and all the screamo stuff. I like singers. So, I'll just whatever. I don't really get involved. I just plan my next link. And I do my Primordial show from my kitchen, which is just behind me. Studio 13. That's where my studio is, in my kitchen. So, and I use this little microphone, just a little USB mic. And radio shows. It's great, isn't it? Technology is great, isn't it? But Primordial. And can't remember your question, but I think I might have answered it.
You did.
I get confused.
You did.
I forget. I does.
Nice. It's been fascinating, really, talking to you from your point of view, from the other side of the desk, so to speak. So will we see you at this festival, the winner?
Can I be your towel girl? I'll carry the towels.
What about a roadie?
Oh, well, I'm very good at that.
Roadie for Schiffler. So
yeah, I'm up for being a those damn crows roadie, stroke groupie, stroke. I could do your merch stand. I could do merch. What else can I do?
We're saving a bomb here, Shane. This is brilliant.
I can massage. I'm a very good masseur. So I'll give you a quick rub down before you go on. I've got quite sturdy thumbs. I can get right in there. Oosh.
What's that? Hang on. Chad said that's right. That's right.
Chad loves it. He loves a good knee massage, does Chad. Quality. Anyway, so but yes, I will be at the Primordial Radio event, and I suggest that if you are up for seeing those damn crows on the 22nd of April in Lincoln. It's at the Lincolnshire Showground at the Epic Centre, which is a great venue. Loads of good parking. The tickets are not that much money, and there's going to be so many bands. And there's this. They do like this. What do they call it? Rock up camping or something, where it's like the big glamping tents. You can actually, make a big a nice little mini break out of it, and you get your rock up tent and a ticket to the gig, and it's a great little festival. It was not supposed to be a festival, but it's just got very big. Mr. Pete Bailey at Primordial Radio. We got to say, top dude.
Yeah, he's cool. I like Pete.
He's great. Pete. I actually don't like Pete, to be honest. Because I wanted to interview you guys, and he said, "You can't do it, Emma, because I just did it." I was like, "You knob."
Yeah.
Thanks. It was just the same at Kerrang. We had to share the bands around. I was like, "Can I have Leto? I want Leto. Give me Leto." And Loz was like, "No, I'm having Leto." I was like, "I'm not happy. I want Kroger then. Give me Kroger. Give me the Grohl. Give me that Taylor dude.
Give me that massage room and Kroger.
Dude. You never mentioned my rack. Yeah.
Well, Emma, it's been an absolute blast. Thank you so much.
The end. Don't say it's the end. Let's carry on. What else should we talk about? Oh, is it? Jesus, look at the time. I'm not being funny, you two, but you've kept me well past my bedtime. I've got stuff to do in the morning.
It's unreal.
I've got bands to plug. But can I just say, musicians, radio pluggers can be really good, but they can also be a bunch of morons. So just be very, very careful. The ones that charge $3,000 a campaign are not necessarily to be trusted, right? Just because you pay a plugger £1,000, £500, £3,000 doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get you on the A-list of Planet Rock or Kerrang or Radio 1 on Daniel P. Carter's show. God, it's really hard to get on those shows. It doesn't matter. There's no guarantees, right? So if you're going to take anything from my little twattishness, it is the 90-second rule, and it is don't expect pluggers to just bring you fame and fortune because you're paying them, because some of them are absolute shysters. All right, they really properly are, and that's a very nice message. So just be careful. Always talk to someone on the phone. If you're handing over that much money, talk to them, scope them out, make sure they're on socials, make sure they got a website. Some of these people, they take money off of bands. Yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Then they disappear with the money, and they can't find them on Facebook or anything because they've just closed their account and they've gone off with a load of money, going to set up another fake plugin company. So just be aware that if before you hand over any money, check. And I'd be quite happy for any and ask other bands, have you used this company? Are they any good? Always check their current clients. And I love it when bands check up on me. I'm like, well, I've been doing this for 33 years. I can't really hide. I can't really hide, you know. So, you know, just hang out with the trustworthy ones. This industry is full of absolute snaky morons that will take advantage of independent artists because they know that they want their dreams to come true, and they'll just lie.
Absolutely. Fantastic
now.
advice. Yeah, fantastic advice. Emma, thank you so much for your time. We will see you.
Amazing.
We will see you at Primordial.
I'm coming over actually before that. I'm gonna just come over and just hang out in that massage room that you've mentioned. We'll, you know, I think we need to just get into a routine now, a pre-gig routine where we have the full body.
Right.
I really don't know what I'm talking about now, but yeah, I'll see you on April the 22nd. That's going to be a sold out gig. It's going to be amazing. I want to be your towel girl. I want to bring your water on stage. I want to be on your merch. I'll carry you if you need carrying. I can carry quite a lot of weight.
I'm heavy.
Quite strong. Heavy. He's heavy.
He's heavy.
He's just heavy. That's what he is. He's just big. What did you say earlier? I'm just chunky. You didn't say chunky, did you? No. I'm big. I got big. Yeah. I got big legs. I got just heavy. Anyway, I'm going now.
Great to speak to you. Lovely to see you. Take care, Emma. We will chat really soon.
Thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed it. And if anyone wants to get in touch, I'm really easy to get in touch with. I'm on all the socials.
Thank you, Emma.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. See you
Love
soon.
You. Love you guys.
Love you too.
See you later.
That was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let me get I've got a link up by you. 2 seconds. As Emma said, if you want to get hold of her, you can contact her on all the socials. I've just lost the banner, sorry. And then there you go. For all Emma's projects as well, guys, you can just click the link below or copy and paste that. We'll try and put it in the chat room as well and get it on the socials tomorrow. There's all links to her books, Plug-in Baby, and basically everything that Emma's got going on at the moment. Fantastic guest, lively. The Crow family absolutely adored that, which was fab. That was brilliant. Should we get in the boys?
Get the boys in.
Let's get in the boys. Shiner. There's Lloyd. Hey. Dave. How's the boys? All right?
Up? Yeah, good. How's everybody? How's everyone doing?
Go.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. How are you doing, Dave? All right, bet?
Yeah, man. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Nice to see you.
Good weekend?
Yeah, great. Yeah. Can't complain.
Good man. Lloyd, good weekend?
Yeah, good. Yeah, not bad. Watched the rugby. Watched Wales have a fucking hiding. Yeah, had a nice Chinese with my old man and my mum. A couple of beers, watching the game, and jobs are good then. It was all right.
Yeah, I meant to ask Shane earlier, but now I got him and Shiner. You boys had a good weekend as well?
We did, but we went to watch the game in the stadium.
Yeah.
Behind the post we were.
It was brilliant, bud. When it was a great day out.
It was. We had good seats as well, didn't we?
We did, yeah. It was a privilege to watch the All Blacks destroy us because they were just another level, just class, absolute class. But we had several drinks, and it got a bit blurry in Cardiff, and then we caught a train home, sobered up on the train, went to Bridgend then, and got pissed again.
To be honest, when Rod asked me earlier, and I'm having an hard time really remembering leaving in the stadium.
Yes, yeah, you were in a mess. Fair play.
You didn't tell me that bit, you fucking sneaky fucker.
Oh, let me tell you something now. That boy, he was gone. And if it wasn't for Dorothy's in Chippy Alley in Cardiff, I don't know what would have happened to him. He had a sausage, gravy, and chips, and he come back like, well, you wouldn't believe. He come back from the dead. He had that. He come back from the dead, and he was fine, then. He was fine.
No wonder you fucking sounded hangover yesterday.
Oh, I was like death yesterday, to be honest.
Good man, Shane. Good man.
I didn't want to say too much earlier, Shane, because like I went to the footy game. Shane did the same. We were lucky when we went to that test event, didn't we? The Welsh football game, and that was like, that blew my mind because I think there was only 5,000 in the Cardiff Stadium at the time. But because we'd been in COVID for so long and hadn't been to a game, I don't know, it was just the atmosphere and that. It was just spectacular. But what was it like Saturday, boys? Because I was sold out, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a 73, is it? 73-year-olds?
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
I had to laugh at Shane. I think when like standing up for the anthems, but Shane turned to me and he goes, full voice now, bud. So I looked back and I'm going, I don't know the words.
He did say that. He did say that. I don't know the words.
Yeah. Lost memory.
Yeah. That's it. Well, yeah. No, it was brilliant. I really enjoyed it, but it was great to hang out with you all day and night. And it was brilliant. Loved it.
Yeah, it was good. Good day.
About the result. He told me a cool story earlier, which I didn't know, about the guy who ran on the pitch.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was an All Black. He jumped off the side as the All Blacks were coming out. He jumped out into that queue and stood at the queue while they were doing the anthems.
He literally casually walked up though, didn't he? Like just so casual.
Yeah. Number 69. And I remember, and then the two stewards like taking him away. And I said to the boys, then, did anybody see that? Like, and nobody see there. But I was like, somebody just rocked up, like he's not with us. You could just see pointing at him, like he's not with us. The All Blacks were. He's not with us.
I found a video on Twitter of him leaving the stands. He took his tracksuit off, had this All Blacks kit, and just walked down the steps and just jumped over just walked up.
Yeah.
Bloody incredible.
Started doing the whacker, like.
Literally. It's like, look at that idiot.
Dave, the hacker.
Whatever.
Waka waka.
Waka waka waka.
That was the Australian DJ and like.
Yeah, big shout out to Mikey from Steelhouse who got us tickets, and he was in the state as well. But
was he? I didn't ask you that. That's brilliant.
Well, he was all right. He wasn't where Shiner was.
He's just smiley.
Yeah, he was in a good place.
Yeah, I blame him, to be honest, but because the rounds just kept coming.
Did they?
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, huh?
I should have gone vodka. I should have just gone straight to vodka at 2 o'clock. Would have been good.
Well, that's it. Shiner
Straight
doesn't
on
do
your
pints.
Hey, Shane said it to me earlier, mate. Shane was like, Shane was on the pints. That's like,
I seen a photograph on the fan page of you and Fuel, and the first thing I noticed was Shiner's drinking a fucking pint of lager.
I did. I drinking Red Stripe.
Yeah,
and that was about 3 in the afternoon, I think.
Yeah, he didn't touch a short until we got to Bridgend.
Wow.
That's right there. Sugar.
So we must have had 8-9 pints.
I know. My brain told me about that Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Stay off the lager, kids. It's no good to you.
That's amazing. Fair play. That sounds like an epic.
Doing the whacker. I gotta see, Dave. I want to see a video of you doing the whacker.
No, you fucking don't. Trust me. Banned in certain countries.
What are you doing the whacker?
What, you personally, or
No, I know. I noticed a lot of people were asking for Dave's cow's accents the other day. Did anybody see that? I flicked up on.
There was a bit of
Yeah, it was on the fan page. They were trying to source what CrowCast Dave was doing the cow accent.
fucking God knows. It was a long time ago. That was.
Yeah. Do you bust him out for fun anymore, Dave? Or have you got any in there?
No.
No. What
No.
just for instance, while we're on topic, what would a New Zealand cow sound like?
All right, mate. Next time. Next time, I'm gonna do the waiter, mate.
There we go. That's fantastic. See? That's fabulous. Fabulous knowledge, that is. Fabulous knowledge. Should we have some birthdays and shout outs?
Let's do that. Let me get them up. Yeah. So birthdays today. We start off with Michael Ward. Happy birthday, Michael! It's your birthday today.
happy birthday?
Happy birthday!
Andrea Tippins. It's your birthday today. Happy birthday, Andrea.
Happy birthday!
Sharon Cook. It's your birthday today. Happy birthday, Sharon.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
Shazza.
Sheila Andrews. It's your birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Sheila.
Happy birthday!
Anthony Jacko Jackson. It's your birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday.
Alan Mascal. It's your birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Alan.
Happy
birthday!
We got Elizabeth Holmes. Hello, Crows. Could you possibly say a big well done to Oliver May for completing his first half marathon trail run race at Oxwich Bay in the Gower over the weekend? Some steep hills to run, crawl up, and a nice 1K run along the sand to finish. On top of that, the course was 1K over distance due to a last-minute changes. He smashed it, and thanks to Annie and the Crow Fitness family for encouraging him both during his injuries and in the lead up to the event. You've all helped. Any ideas for his next challenge? Welcome. Congratulations, Oliver. That's awesome,
well
bud.
Well done.
Great work, man. Great work.
Wow.
Absolutely incredible. And sadly, guys, we all had some very, very sad news today. The incredibly talented, hugely respected writer and journalist, Mr. Malcolm Dome, passed away today. Myself and Malcolm had a Zoom meeting and an interview fairly recently, and I can honestly say, like, this man knew the music scene like the back of his hand. He's such a lovely guy and an absolute complete gentleman. Our love and thoughts go out to all his family, friends, and colleagues at this incredibly difficult time. Mr. Malcolm Dome.
What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. What's the next line? What's the next line? What's the next line?
So the lyric tonight, for anything you want off our web store, is as follows. Because I've been watching. What's the next line?
Sounds a bit creepy, that does.
Because I've been watching.
I'll be watching.
No, that's I've been watching you, innit?
I'll be watching your big blue eyes.
It's not that one. It's not that one. Because
Sorry,
I've been
bro.
watching. Because I've been watching. What's the next line? Go.
The best music all day long.
Crow Radio. Available now via Those Damn Crows Spotify page. Don't forget to click the green heart.
Here we are, then, motherfuckers. Let's fucking go with it, shall we? Crow Radio. But this time, Crow Radio is radio. So we've themed it on radio because of Emma's background, right? So let me just get this up on the screen. Here we go.
Good man.
So to start with, we have Radio Gaga, Queen, followed by Radio Nowhere, Bruce Springsteen. Video Killed the Radio Star, The Bugles, or the Buggles, sorry. Vanilla Radio, The Wild Arts, Gorilla Radio, Rage Against the Machine, Spirit of Radio, Rush.
That's a good tune.
Radioactive, yeah. Radioactive, Kings of Leon, High and Dry, Radiohead.
Oh man, that is such a good tune.
Yes,
That's a good tune.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, fucking hell, man. That's a great album, The Bends. Okay, Radio Ramstein. There's a lot of R's, isn't there? Christ. Do you remember Rock and Roll Radio or Ramones? AM Radio, Everclear. Radio Friendly Unit Shifter, Nirvana. Radio Alkaline Trio, Radio Rancid. This is Radio Clash by The Clash. This goes a bit punk towards the end there, doesn't it? But,
and a bit Scottish. Fair play.
Little Green Art.
Fuck, there's some tunes on there. Sorry,
share
Dave.
it with your fucking mate. Download it to your library. Do all the things you normally do, people. Come on, you know the drill.
Yes, they're all hitting the green hearts, mate. Yeah, there's some banging tunes on there. Fair play.
Yeah, there is, man. Yeah.
Like literally some tunes where I'm like, wow, I'm going to go and have a listen to them after this.
Yeah,
I
haven't listened to in a good while as well.
Yeah, that Radiohead one. Normally I'd listen to that. I know it sounds mad. That would be on maybe once a week. I'd kind of flick it on like like an old school playlist or something. But I haven't fucking heard that for months. Like, so yeah.
I listened to the Bends in full last week. I was like, oh shit, yeah, it's good.
Incredible album.
Yeah. I think it was that school or college?
95, was it?
Yeah, so it would have been in school. Yeah.
School, wasn't it? I just remember, it was just yet again, it's that like era when in the jam nights and stuff like that. And yeah.
Boys, I only just learned how to walk, then.
You still fucking haven't.
Anyway, moving on. Let's do a Scandinavian cow. Fucking hell. Did you really lied?
Boo.
I was 5 then.
Bloody hell. Wow.
So
yeah,
I was walking a while. Like
yeah, when I say school, I mean like nursery. Me and the boys, yeah, we were there with our iPods.
Yeah.
iPods.
Yeah.
On the ridge.
I was watching something the other day, and I don't want to give the program away because if I can spoil it, but they were looking in like a drawer, and there was cassettes in there, and he was like, "I bet you don't even know what one of these are." Like the guy was saying to the kid, and he was like, "Yeah, I do. They're like Dad's iPod," and it was a fucking cassette.
fucking hell.
Kind of right.
Oh man, so cool. Like, have we got a winner?
Yes, we have. So the lyric was, I gotta find this. Sorry.
I've been
watching you. No.
Long.
The lyric is from one of our songs called 7 Days, because I've been watching, you've been living a lie. Lots of people added, but we're going to go with Loretta Taylor. Congratulations, Loretta. Tell us what you want from the web store and we'll get it out to you.
Great work. Oh, Dave Hedgehog.
This one's ended up being quite topical, which never ceases to amaze me. Did anyone in South Wales experience a power dip yesterday?
Yes.
Possibly, yeah.
Only for a minute second.
Yes, I did.
There we are then. Well, anyway, that just leads me into the majority of power surges or power shortages are caused by squirrels.
What, being electrocuted?
Yeah.
That's in the US, though, is it?
Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. We've still got power lines and squirrels.
No, but now you just said, does anybody lose power over here?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
It's a global planet chain. Come on now, don't be racist. There he is, man. He's going to fuck up your power fucking lines.
He's
Little
going to have
bastard.
you. He's going to have you.
So, US or not?
Oh.
Apparently it's caused by them chewing through things, walking over things, just being nuisances, really.
Well,
Have you got any of them in the in the house, then, Dave? Any
No, but I do
squirrels?
like squirrels. They're cute.
Christmas present for Dave, squirrel.
No, thank you.
So I'm confused by this. Was that in the UK or the US?
Well, that fact is based on US, but
it's anywhere, yeah.
Yeah, it's anywhere. It's not just the US. They just happen to be an American website.
Yeah, because it was the first time the other day where I thought I seen a red squirrel.
Oh, right.
And I know they're fucking rare, but then he wasn't. He had tinges of red, so he was like a hybrid.
Yeah, maybe
It sounds like it was. I tell you what, this was when I was starting to feel a bit funky,
Right,
mate.
right.
So I was probably tripping balls. But he had a red tinge to him. I went to Claire. I was like, "There's a fucking red squirrel," and I was so excited saying it because you don't see them anymore. I'm sure you give the fact of they're like hunted down by the grey squirrels. They kill them, don't they? But then when the fucker turned round, he had like a full mohawk of grey. So he was like, do you know what I mean? He was flat out grey squirrel, but almost like in camouflage, like if he was about to take out the red squirrel. Do you know what I mean? It was like
Steve Davis. Was it a fox?
Aye.
It was Basil, it was.
Used to see this is showing our age again now. Used to see red squirrels when we were younger. Used to see them knocking about, like not anymore.
Basil
Sad,
Pond.
isn't it?
There's red ones on the Isle of Wight. Yeah, it's mad. I didn't realise because I'm sure we used to see them more when we were younger, especially in like Bringarrow Country Park and
Yeah.
I remember going to Roath Park Lake in Cardiff, and I just remember going places and seeing fucking red squirrels, like but you genuinely don't see them now. Even in my garden now, I can see grey squirrels all the time doing gymnastics across the fucking river.
Steve Ray Burns comment here. This is brilliant.
Here you go. Do you want to read that one out?
It was Greta Thunberg fast charging her Tesla to drive to Glasgow. Brilliant.
Oh, Christ.
Hey, she's 18 now. She looks about fucking 6.
Peter Griffiths,
Surprised
red
me,
ones in Powys and loads in Scotland. Oh, cheers, Peter.
No, there. Next Wednesday, boys, we see some red squirrels.
Hope so.
Oh,
And some geese,
hope
Rob.
so.
Oh, we see some geese.
Well, we always see geese in Scotland, don't we? Fuckers chased me at the service station last time. Jesus Christ.
Vicious bastards, isn't it?
Anyway, before we wrap it up, just a quick reminder, the lovely people, we didn't realize until today that we are up for an award, boys. Impact Award at Hard Rock Hell. We'll drop a link into the comments at some point, and I'm sure there'll be a post on the socials. Plus myself and Shane said about the gig for Primordial. That is in April. Get your tickets now. Like I said, a few mates have already bought their tickets and they're subscribers, and they said it's a great event. The Riffmas gig was announced today on Planet Rock Radio and also on Kerrang Radio, so you can get your free tickets. To win the tickets, you go to Kerrang Radio at co.uk. Was that right? Sorry, boys.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, kind of flagged at the end. And a few adjustments to CrowCast, guys, because our schedule is getting so busy. we are back Monday, the 8th of November and Wednesday, the 17th of November. So a couple of weeks, we will not be on a Tuesday evening at 9. We are switching dates. So we'll put a reminder up yet again on all the socials where you can find up-to-date news. And plus, it'll be on the fan page as well, where all the admins keep everybody up to date. Fair play to them. Yeah, and I think that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, one-liner, shiner.
Left over from last week is this one, gentlemen. Stayed at the dark too long, and you will eventually see what isn't there. Sweet dreams.
Here's the one line.
Yeah. Crow family, this has been CrowCast episode 84 with our special guest Emma Scott. Thank you for joining us. We will be back next Monday live at 9 on CrowCast episode 85. Stay safe, Crow family. Look after each other. No star.
I'm not